shows from the golden age of radio. And today, we bring you a really special show. Now, if you've ever seen the TV series that continues to play on cable stations over and over again, the truth, you've never really experienced Gunsmoke. Gritty, often brutal, radio's Gunsmoke was a Western written for adults. In addition to the usual vicious gunmen and callous gamblers, Gunsmoke addressed issues that are regrettably still pertinent. Such issues as bullying, wife-beating, alcoholism, racism, and with a realism that was attributed, stemming mainly from the fact that the censors weren't really paying a lot of attention to the radio, so they could get away with a lot. Now, Gunsmoke was not just the best Western that was on the radio, it was one of the best shows of any genre, with strong scripts and stronger acting from such incredible talents of Polly Bear, who later was also known as Ernie the Keebler elf in the Keebler commercials. Wow. I just could not put those two together. But he played Chester. Howard McNear, who later became Floyd the Barber on the Andy Griffith Show, who played Doc. Georgia Ellis was Kitty, and arguably the greatest of all radio actors, William Conrad, as U.S. Marshal Matt Dillon, a man with full authority to tell you to get out of Dodge. Now there's some light episodes, and some fun ones, and also some very dark episodes. In fact, some were pitch black. Well, we decided to perform the pitch black ones for you. So this one, The Roundup, originally aired February 14th, 1953. And it does feature some really gritty and dark moments that, even for that series, was one of its pinnacles. Balancing this is October 24th, 1952's The Mortgage, which actually was one of the lighter episodes. Sort of. Kind of. Medium. Thank you. So, but at least compared to the Roundup, it is definitely a lighter episode. So we're now going to perform these two shows for you just as they aired, with sound effects, music, and horses and gunshots. So please be aware that there will be a couple of gunshots going off. And also, speaking of sound effects, one thing I do know is that back in the old-time radio, and even if we go back further to the Old West, there were no such sound effects as cell phones. So make sure yours are turned up so you don't contribute to the show up here. Other than that, we are happy to perform this show just as it aired. So please join us as we take you back to those thrilling days of yesteryear.
With a U.S. Marshal and the smell of Gunsmoke. Gunsmoke, starring William Conrad. The story of the violence that moved west with young America. The story of a man who moved with him, Matt Dillon, United States Marshal.
Heavy, Matt?
Well, somehow it was easier carrying him up to your office and back down, Doc.
Now, where are you going to put me, Mr. Dillon?
On the couch here, I guess. You'll be all right there, Chester?
Oh, yes, sir. This will be fine.
Good.
I'm sure sorry I'm so much trouble.
Hey, Chester, next time, try to land on just one foot, even if you break a leg.
I know.
Well, a man's in a terrible fix when he sprains both ankles.
Yeah, he sure is, Doc. I don't know what I'm going to do.
I know what you're going to do. You're going to stay right there on that couch and you're going to sleep there, too. Maybe Doc and I will bring in something to eat every day or two.
Oh, now.
It's better than you deserve.
I know. I've been saying over and over to myself, Chester, you fool, you.
Well, the wages of sin, Chester. You were lucky to get off as easy as you did, the way I heard it.
Come on, Chester. Tell us what really happened, huh?
But I did tell you. I was looking out this second-story window, admiring the view, so to speak. And next thing I knew, I fell. That's all right onto the street.
You didn't say whose window, Chester.
In Texas, Doctor, gentlemen don't mention such things.
You ain't in Texas.
Sometimes I wish I never left. Many a reputation's been ruined by such loose talk as you're making, Doc.
Never mind, Doc Chester. He's jealous, that's all.
Oh, jealous? Putting tracks in a man's yard? Well, not me, not by a long sight. Why, no, sirree. Oh.
Good morning, Marshal. Well, good morning, gentlemen. What can I do for you, gentlemen?
Well, there's Chester. Heard about you, Chester. I heard that
Never mind what you heard, Torp. Chester just got thrown from a horse, that's all.
Yeah?
All right. What is it you want here, gentlemen?
Yeah, you tell him, Summers.
Marshal, it's about tomorrow night.
Oh, well, what about tomorrow night?
Well, you know, it's the roundup. The sale season's over. There'll be 1,000 cowboys celebrating in Dodge.
They always do at the end of the season. What about it?
Well, there's going to be more than this year. There'll be a lot of homesteaders in town, too. It's going to be worse than ever.
Well, I expect that.
There could be a lot of trouble, Marshal.
Yeah, there could be, Summers. Just, what is it you want?
Well, we've talked it over, and we want you to get a lot of good, tough men together, maybe about 20 of them, and deputize them. That way there won't be any trouble.
That's what you want, is it?
Yes, we do.
Look, Summers, my job is to keep the peace around here, and I'm going to do it. But I'll do it in my own way.
Oh, I know,
Now, you
Marshal.
turn 20 deputies loose on that crowd looking for trouble, and they're going to find it. As soon as the wild ones heard about it, they'd bunch up and shoot it out with every one of them. Well, it'd turn into the worst slaughter Dodge has ever seen. I think that's about the most fool idea I ever heard of.
Ain't no reason for you to talk like that, Marshal. Yeah, I think it's a good idea. I sure don't want my place wrecked just because you're mule-headed.
You're a gambler, Torp?
So
You can take your chances along with everybody else. Now, if you don't want that, then close up your place tomorrow night.
what, lose all that Texas money? That's not likely.
Well, now, we're not all gamblers, Marshal. They can wreck my dry goods store just as fast as a gambling house once they get started. And it's up to you.
That's right. It is up to me. And we're going to leave it that way.
Then you won't do anything.
I'll do everything I can.
I don't know, Marshal.
Look, Summers, I know you got your doubts about me. That's natural. Some people think I'm too lax with Front Street. Some think I'm too severe. That's the way of it in any town. If a peace officer does his job well, he pleases nobody.
Marshal, we didn't come here for a lecture.
What did you come for, Torp? Maybe you had in mind to help me pick out those deputies. Is that it?
Matter of fact, I could, Marshal.
Yeah, sure. In a couple of hours, yours should be the only tables open for play.
No. That's not what I meant at all.
It's been done before, Torp.
Is that true, Torp?
You're not going to take his word for it, are you?
I don't know. But anyway, he won't listen to us, so it's his responsibility. Come on, man, let's get out of here. Hope you can handle it, Marshal.
Goodbye, gentlemen.
That Torp is no good. He is just plain no good, Mr. Dillon.
Well, I know one man got skinned at his place. Torp gave him back $20 so as he wouldn't be broke.
Oh, just how much did this man lose, Doc?
Oh, 500, 600, he said. And then he had... I see what you mean, man.
I'm sure not going to be much good to you tomorrow night, Mr. Dillon.
You can watch the jail right there, Chester.
I know, but you just got to get somebody to help you out in the street. At least one man, anyway. You can't be everywhere at once.
Yeah. Tomorrow night, Dodge will be overrun with trail boys and homesteaders, all looking for satisfaction. No, I wouldn't ask any man to face that.
Well, I know a few fellows that do it, and so do you, Mr. Dillon.
Yeah, maybe. But I wouldn't ask anybody.
How many were killed last year, Matt?
I don't remember.
Well, I do.
Doc.
6, that's what. We buried them all in their saddle blankets. All except one. I remember he didn't even know nobody.
Well, then he was sure out of luck all the way around, wasn't he? Come on, Doc. Let's go get some dinner.
Oh, all right. We'll bring you back a piece of bread, Chester. Maybe.
I want a steak. Rare.
How come you're so hungry, Chester? Were you in such a hurry to get over there last night you didn't take time for supper?
Mr. Dillon, I will answer no more questions about last night, and that is final.
Well, bring you something, Chester.
Well, I don't know if we should though, man. A man can think about his sins better on an empty stomach.
Close the door, will you?
The next morning, I had Mr. Hightower print up some signs for me with a few rules that I made up for the roundup. They were fair and reasonable, and I hoped they'd be accepted without question. The principal restrictions were that there was to be no shooting and no reckless riding in the streets. That afternoon, I went from saloon to saloon and left a sign at each one. The Texas Trail was my last stop, and there I sat down with Kitty for a short beer.
Town's beginning to fill up, Matt.
Yeah, it'll be swamped to the dashboard by dark.
You, expect trouble tonight?
I always expect trouble, Kitty.
Yeah, I know. Matt, I heard something.
Yeah?
I heard Torp and a few of his men cut cards last night.
So?
I don't know who it came out for, but Low Man is supposed to kill you.
Oh. When?
Tonight, I suppose. Why is Torp after you, Matt?
Torp says he wants an open town, Kitty, but he's really after is somebody who'll close down every game but his.
Oh. Who's this, Matt?
What?
Rough-looking traveler, headed this way.
Well, I'll be. Why, it's Zell Matlock.
Matt Dillon, you old badger. How are
It's
you?
been a long time.
Hey,
A long
Matt.
time. Come on over here and sit down.
Sure, yeah.
I'd like you to meet Kitty. Kitty, this is Zell Matlock. This is Kitty.
How do you do?
How you do? Proud to know you, ma'am. Just running to Dodge an hour ago.
It's your first time, isn't it, Zell? Hey, how'd you like a beer?
Don't mind.
Good.
I aim to get a drink tonight, but before I get started, I look up a peace officer and shoot him. I'd be sure to tangle with him before the night's out. I always figure it's safer to do it sober, so I asked around.
means that, Kitty.
So I asked around and found out the man's name is Matt Dillon, United States Marshal. I've seen it all now.
I hope you're not disappointed, Zell.
I'll tell you, Miss Kitty, I knew Matt Dillon before he got civilized. Why, we had to tie his leg up to give him a haircut when he came to town.
Don't you believe a word he says.
The wilder the colt, the better the horse, Matt. You was all right. The only trouble with you was that fool honest streak you always had.
You rich now, Zell?
Nah, nobody's rich on the Mexican border. Land of sunshine and pinto beans. I hired out to a general over in Chihuahua 3 years ago. I lost 20 pounds and was lucky to get back at all.
Haven't you learned to stay out of Mexico yet?
So I met the man he wanted me to shoot, and he turned out to be a better fella than the general. So I told him I'd been hired to kill him, and then rode for the border. The general lost 3 soldiers who tried to stop me from swimming the Rio Bravo.
You must be pretty handy with a gun, Zell.
Yeah, just to be fair, ma'am. But when I take my gun out, I go right ahead and use it. Some people stop and think for half a second.
There's a roundup in Dodge tonight. Matt's handling it alone.
Kitty, what's the
Now,
idea?
hold it, Matt. I heard about it. I heard all about it, and that's why I'm here. To say hello and to sign on for a night's pleasure. Give me a star, Matt. I've killed on the side of the law before.
I don't believe that. And anyway, I don't want any killings here.
It's just joshing you, Matt. I know what you want. It's true. I was sheriff in Tuscosa for 6 months.
You what?
Yep, it's on the record. Well, they caught up with me there, but I've done such a good job taming the place that the governor pardoned me. I won't kill anybody tonight that don't need killing.
All right. All right. I believe you, Zell. But I won't ask any man to come in when it's as rough as this roundup may be.
You didn't ask me. Any other objections?
Well, the men don't know you around here, Zell. No telling how they take to a stranger.
First night I ran Tuscosa, nobody knew me either. I'm not green at this
Yeah,
point.
but it's my job. Why should you get mixed up in it?
Well, I also heard somebody is planning a party for you tonight.
Oh, you did, huh?
I've owed you something for a long time.
Oh, that's got nothing to do with it.
Oh, it has. You got no right not telling
You're just as crazy as you ever were.
That's better. Come on, let's go find me a badge before it gets dark. Sure nice to have met you, Miss Kitty.
Well, good luck, Zell. I'll see you later, man.
Yeah, sure. So long, Kitty.
You sure been a long time coming to Dodge, Mr. Matlock.
What do you mean, Chester?
Well, I heard Mr. Dillon mention you a lot by the way he talks. I was just never sure you was still alive.
Oh, well, I was never sure either, Chester. You know, Zell isn't the most cautious man I ever knew.
You think being a U.S. Marshal isn't asking for an early grave, Matt?
Ah, maybe. But at least it's a way to do some good before you die. Whether folks think so or not.
Men like to talk, that's all.
No, Chester. Even good men have got a strange twist that makes them suspect any man paid to handle the bad element. They just can't help thinking that some of it's dirt rubbed off to him.
I never thought about that before, Matt. That's sure how it was in Wisconsin. Well, they wanted me there all right, but they wanted me to keep my distance too, and it makes a man kind of lonely.
Yeah, they just don't know what's good for them, that's all. Instead of a real lawman, they'd rather hire some killer with a lot of notches carved on his gun.
Well, there are plenty of them around.
There sure are. The bragging kind. I never did like a man who has to notch his gun to keep his courage up.
Yeah.
My goodness, look yonder. The street's about full already and it ain't dark yet.
Yeah. Zell, give me a hand here, will you? Move Chester's couch away from the wall there. All right. There. That should do it. You'll be safer here, Chester, in case somebody gets it in mind to shoot up the jail.
Thank you, Mr. Dillon. I can watch both doors from here. Just hand me my gun belt, if you will.
Oh, yeah. There you are. Well, come on, Zell. Chester, I'll get somebody at the Dodge House to fetch you up some supper, huh?
Thank you, sir. Good luck, both of you.
See you, Chester.
I'll be working, Matt.
I'll tell you, Zell, you take this side of the street, I'm going up to the Dodge House, and I'll be on the other side somewhere.
All right. Oh, say, you mind if I go back later and get that Spencer carbide of yours? Make a mighty handy club if I don't have to use it any other way.
Sure, it's yours, Zell.
Who they got there? That fella on their shoulders.
Oh, that's Mr. Hightower. He runs the printing press here.
Shall we stop it?
Oh, no. They're just carrying him into the Longhorn to make him stand some drinks. They like Hightower. They won't hurt him.
Well, I guess that sort of officially opens this here roundup, huh?
Yeah, I guess it does. Well, I'll leave you here, Zell.
Yeah, sure, Matt.
And, Zell, I want to thank you for what you're doing tonight.
I ain't done nothing yet. But I'll do plenty if someone shoots you in the back, I can promise you that.
Yeah, well, I'll see you later.
Sure, Matt.
We will return for the second act of Gunsmoke in just a moment. But first, Sunday nights you are cordially invited to Escape via CBS Radio. Yes, every weekend for drama that will take you out of this world, listen for Escape at the Star's address. Also, tomorrow evening, CBS Radio brings you Lionel Barrymore on your Sunday Night Playhouse. Now, for the second act of Gunsmoke.
When I came out of the Dodge House, Front Street was so full that if anybody had been shot, the crowd would have carried him along like one of the living. I had a feeling that the word was out about Torp and his bunch cutting cards to see who'd make a try for me, and that the crowd knew it and was waiting for him. I stood for a while with my back against Summers' dry goods store. Then I left the street and cut down an alley, thinking to change my position with as much irregularity as possible. I was passing the back door of the Texas Trail when I heard the first shot of the night. I entered the saloon from the rear and made my way into the crowd.
It's all right, Marshal. There's no fight.
It's not all right, Sam. I made a rule that there'd be no shooting for any reason. All right, who fired that shot?
That was Torp, Marshal. He just took a shot at the moon, that's all.
Yeah? All right, Torp, put the gun away. Come over here.
I'm bothering nobody, Marshal, excepting maybe you. Stand back, everybody.
I said that's enough, Torp.
No, it ain't, Dillon. This time I got the jump on you. You ain't pushing me no more.
Torque's bullet just grazed my arm, and then I put one in his head and another in his chest. And at the same time, out of the corner of my eye, I saw a figure with a gun in each hand move out of the shadow of the alley and turn toward me on the boardwalk. And without really looking, I dropped him with one shot. Then I faced the crowd and waited for the next move. But for some reason, none came.
Marshal,
Yeah, Summers?
that man you shot, Marshal.
Torque got what he deserved.
Yes, I know. It's the other one that I...
So did he.
Marshal, you better go take a look at that man. He's dying.
Who is he?
I don't know, Marshal, but you do.
What?
He's wearing a star.
No. No. Oh, Zell. Zell.
Man, I think that did it.
No, Zell, no.
It's my fault. I crossed the street a while back. Left the carbine with Chester. No fault of yours.
Mac? Oh, there you are. Oh, Mac, how is he? Oh, goodness.
No use, Doc. Thanks.
Zell, I
Now
did-
listen to me, Matt. You did right. Only thing you could do. It was my fault. I shouldn't have crossed over and come up behind you. Anyway, Matt, I ain't been living on my own ever since that day that you pulled me out of the mob in Alamogordo. I never thanked you for that. Guess I never will. Now, Matt, so long.
I'll find someone to carry him over to your office, man.
No. I'll carry it.
There's only one of them now, boys. One man can't hold us down. Let's go.
Never mind that, Matt. They're just windbags.
Mr. Dillon, what happened? I heard the shooting.
Put a blanket on the floor there, Doc.
Yeah, sure. I'll spread it. How's that? He's dead, Chester.
Well, who shot him, sir?
I shot him, Chester. I didn't know it was him.
I'm sorry, Mr. Dillon.
Sounds like they're gonna hoorah around the town after all, man.
Sure does.
No. No, they're not.
Maybe it's gonna be kind of hard to stop them now, isn't it, Matt?
Maybe.
You taking a shotgun, Mr. Dillon?
Oh, man, why don't you just let them fight each other?
What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna close down Front Street.
Are you gonna close that? What?
The party's over in Dodge.
Mr. Dillon, you can't do that.
Be trouble if I don't. The mob's tasted blood now.
They'll shoot you just as sure as I'm late.
Will they?
All right, I can't stop you, but I sure do wish I could go with you.
Yeah, man, I'll go. Maybe if they see me, it won't be so
Thanks,
quick
but
to
this
fly.
isn't your job. Either one of you. Thanks. Sam!
Yeah, Marshall?
Close up and turn out your lights.
What?
You heard me! Now! Listen to me! Front Street's closed! Now get out of here and go home! All of you!
My home's in Texas, mister.
If you ever had one.
I ain't going home tonight. Not tonight, I ain't.
Don't interfere, fella. You got no chips in this deal.
I could buy in, mister.
Now, I'll use this gun the way it was meant on the next man. Well? All right, Sam. Close it up.
Yes, sir.
Jack! Jack!
Yeah? What do you want, Marshal?
The street's closed. Put out your lights.
Oh?
You heard me. Lock the place up.
No. I ain't gonna do it.
Now, don't tell me what you're gonna do.
All right, boys. We're closing up.
That took care of the Texas Trail and the lawnmower. I moved down through the Oasis and the Alfraganza. Then to the smaller bars that infested the outskirts of town. When I came back up Front Street, the crowd had thinned, its feet were broken. I left Torp's place for last, thinking to give his men a chance to get out of town before they faced me. It was a gambling hall on the same side of the street as the jail. And when I reached it and entered, there weren't more than a dozen men there. Most of them stepped quietly past me, out into the street. What was left didn't seem to count for much.
Looking for somebody, Marshal?
You a friend of Torp's?
Well, yes, I was. Why?
Who else here worked for Torp?
Everybody's gone, Marshal. They heard you all riled up and they left.
Then you're alone. And still in bad company.
I wouldn't ordinarily take that.
Well, go ahead, mister. You're calling it.
No. Not now.
What's stopping you? Oh, if it's the shotgun. Now, does that make it easier for you?
I haven't been looking for you, Marshal.
You were in uncut, weren't you?
Torp's dead, Marshal.
Torp!
Isn't that enough?
Torp! Mister, one of the best men I ever knew died tonight. I killed him.
I'm not a gunman, Marshal. You wouldn't be proud killing me.
What does a man like you know about pride? Now, you get out of Dodge. And you get out fast.
But I don't think I...
Do you want to die in this place right now?
No. I'm leaving.
All right. Hurry. The rest of the night, I walked the dark, empty streets alone. Just before dawn, I got a spring wagon and loaded Zell onto it. A couple hours later, I buried him out by the Arkansas in a little grove of cottonwoods. Maybe I should have put a marker by his grave, but I didn't. What I did instead partly out of scorn for the kind of men Zell said had to notch their guns to keep their courage up. Partly as a kind of cross that I bear from now on. So instead of a marker on his grave, I took out my gun. And I cut a single notch on it.
Gunsmoke, under the direction of Norman MacDonald, stars William Conrad as Matt Dillon, U.S. Marshal. Tonight's story was specially written for Gunsmoke by John Messner, with music composed and conducted by Rex Corey. Featured in the cast were John Daner and Harry Bartell, with Lawrence Dobkin, Lou Krugman, and James Nusser. Harley Bader is Chester, Howard McNear is Doc, and Georgia Ellis is Kitty. Gunsmoke is heard by our troops overseas through the facilities of the Armed Forces Radio Service. Join us again next week as Matt Dillon, U.S. Marshal, fights to bring law and order out of the wild violence of the West in Gunsmoke. Listen to CBS Radio for Spring Byington as December Bride. And say, after you hear December Bride tomorrow night, listen for the important announcement about its new night and time on CBS Radio. This is Roy Rowan speaking. And remember, Amos and Andy are here every Sunday on the CBS Radio Network. There's just one way to handle the killers and the spoilers, and that's with a U.S. Marshal and the smell of Gunsmoke. Gunsmoke, starring William Conrad. The story of the violence that moved west with young America. The story of a man who moved with it. Matt Dillon, United States Marshal.
good. Pedro's got a fire going.
I built the fire, Marshal Dillon.
Oh. Good morning, Caleb.
I've been waiting in this jail office for a full 2 hours. What time do you start work, Marshal?
You know Caleb Andrews, don't you, Chester?
Oh, yes, indeed. How are you, Mr. Andrews?
Marshal, I have an order here for the U.S. District Court. I believe it's your job to serve such orders.
Yeah, it is. Don't get them often, though. Huh. Order of foreclosure and eviction on Ed Blake. Why are you doing this to Ed, Caleb?
Man borrowed money from me. Gave me a mortgage on his farm and household effects. He can't pay it. Why do you think I'm doing it?
It only came due 3 days ago. You sure didn't waste any time.
I'm not interested in your opinions, Marshal Dillon.
Mortgage, $420. What do you need with $420? You own half of Ford County now.
Marshal, it's not your place.
You know as well as I do why Ed Blake can't pay this off. His horse rolled on him last spring and broke his leg. And his wife and kid nearly broke their backs trying to get a crop out.
I didn't come here to listen to you.
If you let this ride on through the winter, you'll get your money out of it. If you go ahead and foreclose now, you'll wipe them out.
Marshal, I already have foreclosed.
You break a man for $420 you don't even need, huh?
As I said, your opinions don't interest me. All I expect from you is to serve these papers.
All right, I'll serve them.
You'll notice they're to be served today.
I said I'd serve them. Now get out.
What?
This office belongs to the United States government, and as far as I know, that's one thing you got no mortgage on. So get out.
You may find that I have some influence in Washington, Marshal Dillon.
Then see if you can get me a decent salary for this rotten job of mine.
It sure was a fine order, Mr. Dillon.
Yeah, it was. All right, Chester, let's saddle up.
This is one job I surely wish we didn't have to do, Mr. Dillon.
Yeah.
It sure is a nice farm. Ed and Martha put a lot of work here the last 4 years.
We don't have any choice, Chester.
Yes, sir, I know. Downright shame, though.
Hey, Marshal,
Whoa, boy. Well, hi, Jimmy.
looky what I got here, Marshal.
Well, looks to me like a mighty dead coyote.
Sure, that's what it is. He's been killing my chickens, so last night I hid out behind the barn.
Yeah?
I got him with one shot, Mr. Dillon. It wasn't even a full moon.
Well, that's fine, Jimmy.
Matt, Dillon, how are you?
Oh, good morning, Martha.
And Chester, too.
Yeah, Miss Blake.
Well, I'm glad to see you. Get down. Come on in.
Well, thank you.
Jimmy, now you showed that thing to Mr. Dillon. Take it away somewhere.
All right, Mom. He sure is a big one, ain't he, Mr. Dillon?
Yeah, about the biggest one I ever saw, Jimmy.
He's real proud of those chickens of his. He's done fine with them. Well, here I am, though, keeping you out, standing out here in the yard. Come on, let's go inside.
Well, we really can't stay, Martha.
Oh, nonsense. You don't get out here once in a blue moon.
Yeah, I know, but you see...
And you're just in time. Your favorite dish, Matt. I was about to take it out of the oven when you rode up.
Cornbread. Buttermilk cornbread, huh?
That's right. Ed's not here, but you will stay, won't you?
Well, Martha, I'd like to, but, well, no, we just can't, that's all. The thing is that, you say Ed's away?
Yes, he's in town. Matt, you're not yourself. What is it?
Well, I suppose I ought to talk to Ed about this, but maybe it'll be better if he learns it from you.
Learns what?
Martha, I got a court order here. It has to do with that mortgage of Caleb Andrews. It's an order of foreclosure and eviction and sale.
No. Oh, no.
Here it is.
We were so sure he'd extend it. He knows what happened and why we couldn't pay it. We were sure he'd extend it.
Well, he won't. I talked to him.
Matt, how long before we have to get out?
5 days.
So soon. You were right, Matt. It is better that Ed hears this from me. Coming on top of everything else, well, I can't let it break him. I just can't let it break him.
Martha, if there's anything I can do, you let me know, huh?
Matt, I don't blame you for this. I understand. Well, come on in now and have some cornbread with us.
I couldn't. I'm sorry. Thank you anyway, Martha, but, well, I just couldn't.
Matt, you've looked low all week.
Oh, it's just things in general, Kitty. Sometimes you get to wondering if it's all worth it or not.
The Blakes, huh? Chester was telling me.
Chester talks too much.
It's not your fault, Matt. Somebody had to serve the orders.
Somebody has to be hangman, too.
Life's never all good, Matt. There's always a little bad in it.
In my job, it's more than little.
Try making a living sometime as a dance hall girl.
Yeah, I guess. But when you gotta go out and boot somebody like the Blakes off their land and out of their home, and you start wondering what's right and what's wrong, that's all.
Well, if you find out, Matt, let me know. I've always...
Oh, there you are, Marshal. I stopped by the jail.
All right, Caleb, what's on your mind?
That Blake family, Marshal. They were supposed to vacate today. Well, they haven't done it. I rode by there a little while ago.
According to the court order, they got until sundown.
But they haven't made the slightest preparation to... Marshal, I believe I'd prefer to discuss our business elsewhere than in the presence of this,
Easy, Caleb.
Matt, I'll go.
Caleb, you're gonna apologize to Miss Kitty right now.
Matt, no.
Apologize? If you think I'm going to apologize, this cheap little strumpet...
Matt, you shouldn't have done that.
Bennigan, take him outside and throw some water on him.
Yes, sir, Marshal.
Why not, Kitty? He had it coming to him.
He'll do everything he can to hurt you now. He'll take it out on the Blakes, too.
Yeah, maybe. Look, Kitty, I just got an idea. I'll see you later.
All right, Matt.
But Matt, the mere fact a man runs a bank doesn't always mean he's got a free hand in everything he does. The bank has stockholders, a board of directors. I gotta listen to them.
I think they'd approve the loan, Clem.
Well, another thing, Caleb Andrews is the biggest account I've got. Why, if I cross him by taking this loan you suggest, Matt, he'd break me.
I see. All right, Clem, forget it.
Matt, I realize I'm under obligation to you. You saved my life that time the James brothers held me up. You saved the bank too, in fact, but...
That was part of my job, Clem. There's no obligation. I was just asking you as a friend to help out another friend.
Matt, I'd like to do it, but I just can't, don't you see?
Yeah, sure, Clem. I see. Just forget it.
I got a wife and the two girls.
Yeah, of course you have.
It's not that I won't go on.
I understand, Clem. I really do. Forget it.
Yeah, that ought to hold it for a while. That fire feels kind of good, Mr. Dillon. It's getting chill shot tonight.
Yeah, I guess we had better have Pedro lay in some more wood.
Yes, sir. Winter sets in, it always makes you feel good to know you got a warm place to hole up. Be mighty rough not to...
Yeah, I was thinking of the same thing, Chester.
You suppose they vacated this afternoon?
I don't know. We'll ride out there in the morning and find out.
It sure is a shame. It's just too bad.
Come in.
Matt? Matt, can we bother you?
Ed, well, come in. Martha, well, hi, Jimmy. Well, come on up to the stove, folks, come on.
Well, Matt, the fact is, we'd like to impose on you for tonight. We haven't got any place to go, no money. I wondered if we could sleep in the jail tonight.
Oh, sure, Ed. Chester, will we get fire going back there?
All right, Mr. Dillon.
And dig up some blankets out of the storeroom, huh?
Yes, sir. Yeah, you want to help me, Jimmy? Jimmy?
Now, you go along with Chester now, boy. Go on.
All right.
He doesn't understand all this, Matt.
Yeah, we may as well get your stuff out of the wagon, I guess.
Well, there ain't any wagon
6 miles? With that leg?
I know, but that wagon, the horses, all the household goods, well, they're all covered by the mortgage. We didn't take anything except the clothes on our back.
So help me, Ed. So help me if I could.
No, it's all right, Matt. We know how you feel. But after all, we started with nothing before. We can do it again.
There's no reason that you should have to.
We do have to, though, and that's that. Ed and I can accept it. We're not bitter any longer. Jimmy can't understand. He's been carrying on pretty bad, but he's just a boy. And in time, he'll be able to understand.
Mr. Dillon.
Yeah, what is it, Chester?
It's Jimmy. He grabbed a rifle from off the rack. He took out the back way. I couldn't stop
What?
him.
But where on earth's he going?
I think I know where he's going. And heaven help Caleb Andrews if we don't catch him.
We will return for the second act of Gunsmoke in just a moment. But first, that widely traveled man of music, Mr. Vaughn Monroe, will land in Pottstown, Pennsylvania this Saturday night. The Moon Maids, the Moon Men, and the Monroe Ensemble will be on hand to enliven the silk procession. Remember, tomorrow night and every Saturday evening, it's Vaughn Monroe and his musical caravan on most of these same CBS radio stations. Now, the second act of Gunsmoke.
That's Mr. Andrews' house there on the corner. Looks dark, Mr. Dillon.
Yeah, he may not be home. I sure hope he isn't.
No sign of the boy around. You reckon he broke in the house,
Maybe.
Mr. Dillon?
Anyhow, it's 10 to 1. This is where he headed for. His mother said he was real upset about it, and it's just like a kitchen. Chester.
Huh?
Somebody back of that tree.
Oh, yeah,
There on
yeah.
the left.
You think it's him?
I don't know. Just keep on walking. Yeah, it's him, all right. It's his moonlight on the rifle barrel.
We try to rush him, Mr. Dillon?
Not unless you're thinking of suicide. I'm going to talk to him, Chester. Jimmy? Jimmy, it's me, Matt Dillon.
Go away, Mr. Dillon. Better go away now. Don't bother me.
I can't do that, Jimmy. You're a friend of mine, and I figure you're waiting here to do something that you'd be sorry for, and, well, I can't let you do that.
Nothing you can do about it, Mr. Dillon. I got a gun here and I'm gonna kill him. You go away now and leave me alone.
Jimmy, I know how you feel. I don't like Caleb either, but killing him's no answer. Folks feel bad enough already. Now, I think I would hurt him if you did.
Stop, Mr. Dillon. Now stay where you are. Don't come any closer.
I have to, Jimmy. It's my job. So, if you're going through with this, I guess you're gonna have to kill me first.
No, Mr. Dillon. Now stay back.
I'm sorry, Jimmy. I don't have a choice. But you do.
No. I couldn't shoot you, Mr. Dillon. You know that.
Sure. I knew you could.
I kept waking up nights and hearing Mom crying. Dad would sit up all night without the lamp lit. No fire, not saying anything, just sit.
Easy now, Jimmy. Easy.
Why did he do this to us, Mr. Dillon?
Jimmy, listen to me. Will you do something for a friend?
Yeah.
All right.
If you say so.
All right. Then take that rifle back to the jail, put it on the rack, and go to bed. Now, promise?
Yeah. I promise, Mr. Dillon. And I'm sorry. And I'll do like you say.
You're all right, Jimmy. Good night, son.
I could have told you, Slim Bates wouldn't do anything, Matt. He wouldn't dare. He'd be scared Caleb would take his money out of the bank.
Yeah, that's about what he said. I don't know, Kitty. I've done everything I could possibly think of.
Oh, the worst of it, everybody in town's just as scared of Caleb as Clem is. I doubt if they'll even have the nerve to bid against him at the sale.
Yeah, I know. He'll probably get the place at not much more than the amount of the mortgage.
$420. Matt, I've seen more than that change hands across a poker table here
beg your pardon, Miss Kitty.
Oh, of course, Jack.
I'm not one to usually eavesdrop on people, but I have been listening to you two.
Jack, have you met Marshall Dillon?
No, I haven't had the pleasure. The reason I butted in, Miss Kitty, I heard you talking about those people losing their home. I don't know this fellow Blake. He's never done any business over my table and probably never will.
No, I don't think he's ever been in here.
I don't know if this will make sense, but the thing is, I left home when I was 10 years old and I've been drifting ever since. When I see somebody like this Blake, sticks it out, works and fights, and then gets a raw deal, well, what I'm getting at is, here's $50 if that'll help me.
Oh, Jack.
Well, this is awful decent of you, Jack.
Matt, I said a while ago that nearly everyone in town was afraid of Caleb.
Yeah?
Well, there's some who aren't. Like Jack here. And me. And the rest of the dealers and the gamblers and the girls and the bartenders.
That's right, Miss Kitty.
Because we're drifters. We got nothing to lose. Matt, I'll raise $420 right here in the Texas Trail.
By heaven, Kitty, I think you could.
Well, I can't do as well as Jack, but here's 20 from me. Boys, everybody, now listen to me a minute. I got something to say.
He's sure taking his time getting here, Chester.
Well, I told him what you said, Mr. Dillon.
Well, that'll bring him on the run, if anything will. Anytime Caleb figures he's about to lose $1 or two, it's hitting him where it hurts.
Yeah, Blake's turned in for the night.
Yeah, I guess so. It's been quiet back there for the last few.
Marshall, what's this all about?
Well, shut the door, Caleb. We're trying to keep it warm in here.
Would you mind telling me why I've been called over here in the middle of the night?
Yeah, sure. Here's $420. The Blakes want to pay off the mortgage.
They do they?
Court costs up to now probably run about $10. I'll pay that myself.
Oh, that's mighty generous of you. Well, good night, Marshall.
Is it a deal then?
I am not the least bit interested in having that mortgage paid off, Marshall Dillon. The Blake farm's worth about $2,000 now, and in 5 years it'll be worth 3 times that much. Land's going up in Ford County. That's why I'm grabbing up every piece I can get. So I don't want the money. I want the farm. And when it's put up for sale, I'll get it at my own price. The foreclosure still goes.
I see.
Good night, gentlemen.
Well, I guess that's that, Mr. Dillon.
I don't know why I even thought he'd take the money in the first place. Blakes won't get a cent out of the sale. They'll scare everybody off and bid it into a few dollars over the amount of the mortgage, and nobody in town will even try to.
Try to what, Mr. Dillon?
Chester, I'm going over and wake up Clem Bates. He's got an idea. If it works, we'll hold that sale at noon tomorrow.
That's pretty short notice to find an auctioneer.
Don't need an auctioneer, Chester. This one I'm going to run myself. This is a foreclosure sale of the property and household effects of Edward and Martha Blake, ordered by the court at the request of that fine-spirited, good-hearted, public benefactor and friend and neighbor to us all, Caleb Andrews.
Marshall Dillon, I refuse to tolerate this.
Caleb, I think we better get one thing straight right now. The law tells me I gotta conduct this sale, but the law doesn't tell me what I gotta say while I'm conducting it.
Get on with it. Get on with the sale.
All right. Now, the first item I'm offering is a breadboard. Miss Blake tells me she's used this for nearly 10 years. That's a lot of loaves of bread in a lot of years. As you can see, it's pretty badly battered up. I doubt if it'd be worth much to anybody unless they were used to it. Suppose we started at 50 cents. Is there anybody here low enough to bid 50 cents for Miss Blake's breadboard? How about you, Caleb?
I'm not interested in the item. Get on with the sale.
Anybody else? Second item. It's a crib. Now you'll notice it's handmade, rough construction, never been painted, and it's been well used. Ed built it himself 12 years ago, just before Jimmy was born. There are teeth marks all over the slats here, but that doesn't really hurt anything. There are also...
Marshal Dillon, may I suggest you lump the household effects together and offer them as one bulk item?
I'm sorry, Caleb. I'd rather offer them one at a time. Unless, of course, you'd care to waive all claim to the household effects and withdraw them from the order of foreclosure.
I waive the claim. The household goods are withdrawn. Now get on to the house and the land.
So ordered. Now, the item offered is 160 acres of tillable land, a 4-room house and a barn. I won't read through the description. You all know the property. It's a good farm. The amount of the mortgage is $420, held by Caleb Andrews. All right, the bid is open. What am I offered?
$450.
I have $450 from Caleb Andrews. Do I hear another bid? Now the farm's worth $2,000, and you're going to let him have it for $450? Now how about another bidder?
Mr. Dillon?
Yeah, what is it, Chester?
Well, I've been thinking some lately about getting me a little place like this and settling down. I'll bid $1,000.
I have $1,000. Do I hear another bid?
It's a trick. He doesn't want this place.
$1,000 going once?
$1,200.
Caleb Andrews bids $1,200. What do you say, Chester?
Well, sir, I think I kind of like this farm. $1,500.
This is ridiculous.
The bid is $1,500. Going once, going twice.
$1,600.
$1,600 from Mr. Andrews. Chester?
$8,420.
He never had that much money in his whole life.
Do I hear another bid? Well, what do you say, Caleb?
What, do you take me for a fool?
Going once, going twice, sold. To Chester Proudfoot for $8,420. The buyer will come forward and complete the sale.
Don't you worry none about me, Mr. Andrews. I got it right here. There's $8,500 bills. And here's the $420.
Where did you get that much in cash?
Well, I saved my pay, Mr. Andrews. And of course, I drink mostly beer. It adds up after a while.
Caleb, I guess $420 of this is yours. And that takes care of the mortgage. Well, Ed, looks like you made a pretty fair profit on the place.
Yeah, a lot better than I expected, Matt.
Here's your money.
Thank you, Matt. But I tell you, I'd still rather have the farm than the money.
Well, now, I've been sort of thinking it over, Mr. Blake. Maybe I kind of lost my head. But when you come right down to it, I don't know what I'd ever do with a farm. So, if you'd like to buy it, I'll take $420 loss, and I'll sell it back to you for $8,000 cash.
Done. Here's your money.
This is unheard of. They can't do it, Marshal.
Well, as far as I know, there's no law against a man selling his own property.
Now,
Caleb.
the way I see it, Mr. Andrews, right this minute, you're a trespasser on my property. Come on, let's go.
Let go of me, Blake. Who do you think you're man?
Chester! You better get that $8,000 back to the bank. Clem Bates will probably work himself into a breakdown for fear somebody will find out that you let us have it.
All right, Mr. Dillon. I'll see you in town later.
Yeah.
Oh, Matt, I don't know how we can ever thank you for what you've done.
Not me, Martha. Thank the bunch that work at the Texas Trail. You know, they're bums and drifters, most of them. But when Kitty told them the story, they really came through.
We'll pay it back, Matt, every cent of it. And, well, that girl, Kitty, I guess I said some hard things about her in the past, but, Matt, will you ask her to come out to dinner some afternoon?
What?
I'd like to thank her myself.
Huh. Sure, Martha. I'll ask her. And I think she'll appreciate that. More than you'll ever know.
Gunsmoke, under the direction of Norman Macdonald, stars William Conrad as Matt Dillon, U.S. Marshal. Tonight's story was specially written for Gunsmoke by Les Crutchfield, with music composed and conducted by Rex Corey. Featured in the cast were Harry Bartell, Paula Winslow, and Richard Beals, with Joe Duvall, Lawrence Dobkin, and Jim Nusser. Harley Bear is Chester, and Georgia Ellis is Kitty. Gunsmoke is heard by our troops overseas through the facilities of the Armed Forces Radio Service. Join us again next week as Matt Dillon, U.S. Marshal, fights to bring law and order out of the wild violence of the West in Gunsmoke. Here's a suggestion for Saturday listening: Fun for All, starring Bill Cullen and Arlene Francis, and John Reed King's great show, Give and Take. Hear them tomorrow on CBS Radio. Clancy Cassell speaking. And remember, you'll find Western adventure and music with Gene Autry, Saturday evenings on the CBS Radio Network.
Exciting show coming up to finish off our 13th season? 12th season, thank you. And we're starting our 13th season. It will be July 6th, and we'll be doing the an episode of radio's outstanding theater of thrills, Suspense. And the presentation is a very unique partnering with the Adventures of Sam Spade of the Candy Tooth, which actually is an unofficial sequel to the Maltese Falcon. So please be sure to join us on July 6th, Sunday, right here for that show. But for now, the cast of those thrilling days of yesteryear, playing the roles of Torp and Ed Blake, Joe Collins. Summers and Caleb Andrews was John Corona. Chester Wisely Proudfoot, Wesley Price Proudfoot, Martin Dean. Sal Matlock and Jack were played by Matt Gilbert. The roles of Glenn Bates, the announcer, and a different Jack, Don Giggle. Martha Blake, played by Margie Gustafson. And keeping law and order in the home of Dodge, Matt Dillon, United States Marshal Randy Knott. And the very lovely Miss Kitty Russell, played by Teresa Renalda. Played by Brock Royal. And playing the roles of Doc Adams and Bennigan, Lars Timpa. And Black's radio show would be complete without the synchronous sound effects stylings of Ben Turlo and myself, Ben. And let's not forget the Barrel House piano magic of Peter Storm. Suspense with the Candy Tooth on July 6th. And once again, we'd like to thank you, the audience, for coming and helping our show to come alive so that we could then bring the show back to you.